what? This is the Kerbal King here, and welcome back to the Kerbal King Plays KSP Career Mode, Episode 6. So today we are here with Valentina and Tito Kerman. I launched this off camera because it was just a regular old boring launch, and we are here completing the contract to kick off space tourism. So I've already been orbiting for 4 hours. So now we just have to bring them back. So, pretty simple craft that I built here. It's just some fuel tanks, the crew cabin, the command pod. So this can hold 2 Kerbals, but I only have 1. And then up here as a nose cone, I just did a battery because I didn't want to run out of electric charge. And I wasn't sure if these solar panels would keep up. But now we can just bring them home, so we can throttle, or you should probably see how far down we're going to be falling first, so that we don't come in too steep. So orbit info, you can come over here, and then we're facing retrograde and burn. 35. Well, we can bring it down a little bit more. So, there we go. And here we are, just falling right down. I cut out the re-entry because it's just boring, not eventful. We had to ditch the booster because it was flipping us the wrong way, but other than that, it wasn't eventful, so I just cut it out. And here we are, landed, kind of on our side, but doesn't really make a difference. Crew report? No, it's just the grasslands. Then let's recover. $1.7 science is for recovering 701 funds. Not that much. Oh, advanced level 1 doesn't really make a difference. But there we go, completed the contract. 100,000 funds. Very helpful. That will be very helpful. Okay, so here we are in mission control. And these 2 science contracts look pretty cool because they're from the new science mod that I got that I have not actually tried yet, outside of this. So we'll try to do it now. It seems pretty fun. We have a year to do it. That one and that one. Let's go try to figure it out. Okay, so it's been a little bit since I filmed the last part. I got back to school and it just was taking a long time. So since then, I've added in a few new mods. We got some of the near future mods, so I'll show some of the parts in there. I also upgraded to the community tech tree, which is a lot more extensive and it works well with a lot of the colonization stuff. It didn't really cause any problems. One of my MUN probes that I was working on didn't work because it had one of the scientific antennas that got moved. But it was a modded antenna, so it's got moved. But basically, otherwise, it worked fine. It was this antenna. It was in an earlier branch before, but it got moved, so I just took it off there, and then it would work if I decided to use that design. So some of the near future parts, I don't really know exactly where they are, but I got the solar, which adds in more solar panels. So probably down here towards electrics. And there we go. Some of these ones are from near future solar. Then I have near future spacecraft, which added in some new spacecraft. I also added in litho brake exploration technologies added in that pod and some of the other ones. Here's some of the near future ones. I don't know what that one is. That's probably part of the launch vehicle ones. I also added in Tarzar space technology, which has space telescopes, ScanSat, which just makes scanning more realistic, Bon Voyage, which drives my rovers for me, and one of the more major ones was Remote Tech. So it's sort of like the stock ComNet, but one of the main reasons I switched to it is because it's a little bit more challenging, whereas there is signal delay. So basically you always have to be connected kind of the same way, but instead of the old system where there was multiple ground stations all over Kerbal, now you have to be connected to mission control, this one red dot at the KSC, by relay satellites and stuff. This one actually this was a contract one, so it's basically dead by now, because the way we launched it, it would have worked because there were different ground stations, but this is actually in a synchronous orbit, so it's always on the other side of Kerbal from the KSC, so unless we put a relay network up, which we will end up doing, it's basically dead. So yeah, those are some of the main mods. And then we still have the contract to try out test these scientific instruments in orbit. Are there any other good contracts? No, maybe that one, but how long do we have? It expires in 10 days. Yeah, they're not paying that much. I might not do that one. It depends. Do we have any more? Nope, no more there. So I'm gonna build the rocket for the scientific, those new science things that you do in the Mark 1 command pod, and then I'll be back. And here we are. I have built a little rocket that has 2 stages, and the bottom has parachutes on it. And what I have to do, because I also added another mod called Flight Manager for recovering stages. I think that's what it's called. It comes with this mod where it lets me choose which thing gets to recover it, either stage recovery or FMRS. But I'm going to use stage recovery for now because FMRS is only really good for like Falcon 9 style boost backs and propulsive landings things. And I also added tweak scale that lets me scale stuff. I'm not going to use it to be like, oh yeah, I've only unlocked the 1.25 meter decoupler, but no, I want the huge decoupler. I'm not going to do it like that. It's more for like little things if I need to do stuff like that, or like some parts only come in one size and I want them a little bit smaller or a little bit bigger. Probably more like a little bit smaller so it doesn't feel like cheating. So, the one last thing we have to do is just add the 2 experiments that we need. It was the D7 and the D10. Yep, and I acquired the Mark 1s. I intend on doing all of them just because they add more science and don't need that amount of propellant. So yeah, it has 4,500 meters per second of delta V, a good thrust, and let's call it Mark 1 Science. Save it and launch. Okay, this is kind of weird. It does this sometimes. And it's also weird how it says year 99 up there. That's not the case. I found that it normally just fixes it if you revert it to launch. Okay, now here we are. We don't need FMRS. We don't need to see the Delta V. This mod down here is Blizzy's toolbar. It just helps be able to click on things more easily. You can throttle up, point surface, get that ready. And notice how I have the parachutes for this stage up there. That's because stage recovery will just automatically get them. If you see with this button, it just gives me a list of recovered and destroyed stages. I don't know why it doesn't say anything. I forget exactly when I added it in. Maybe we hadn't launched anything yet. But anyway, let's go. And here we are, progressing quickly through the launch, trying to keep pointed at prograde. Getting a little bit hot, almost at first stage burnout. And our apoapsis is basically there. So we only want to decouple. There we go. And hopefully that stage will get recovered by stage recovery. Here we are. Let's just wait. Shoot, I forgot to put batteries on this. I don't know how long this is going to take. Anyway, we might be fine without batteries, or we might not. If not, we can always just bring them back early. So we need to pitch down to 0. Watch our time to apoapse, get it to around 30-40 seconds, and then start burning. Here we go. This is probably not the most efficient launch trajectory. I probably should have done my gravity turn a little bit more, but it's over-engineered a little bit. We have about 1 kilometer per second extra. You need around 3,600, but this has around 4,500. So always good to have a lower margin. Plus we have to reserve fuel for getting back. So here we are in a nice circular orbit, or sort of circular. I boosted it up a little bit so that we can time warp faster, but we're really running out of electric charge, so I don't know if we're gonna be able to get everything done. Okay, how does this work? I'm not in time warp. How do I rename this? Okay, what do I do to activate these science things? I thought I could just wait. Let's go. She's starving. I don't think that would make a difference. Okay, that's weird. Let's run the D7. Lab time, 0.23. Is that days? It's definitely happening. I'm going to abort the mission at like 5 electric charge left. Actually, am I done this? Wait, does this thing have an alternator? Doesn't. What's it mean by, is this pause? Wait, is this done? Because lab times. If I end it, there we go. I think that means done. Oh, finalized. 49 science. Space object radiometry. I wonder if it says high over Kerbal. I wonder if it makes a difference. That's weird. Anyway, I'm going to keep it. And we're not in a great spot to hit the Kerbal Space Center, but I'm just going to bring it down because we're almost out of electric charge. On the next run, I'm definitely going to add batteries and solar panels. But anyway, let's go retrograde and burn. Reaping off a bunch of velocity. I'm going to save some fuel to wipe off for velocity, so let's go surface retrograde. Wait, can I arm this? I don't want to deploy it. Let's quick save and then deploy it. Good, that's armed, so at least it'll work. We can't do SAS. No, we're not going to be able to orient correctly. Hopefully this mass pulls us down in that direction. I hate to lose another Kerbal. Thankfully we're going fairly slow. Did I burn? Oh. Okay. Didn't mean to do that. When it's pointing retrograde, I'm gonna burn. Oh, hey, that's weird. It still holds onto the surface retrograde. I'm gonna slow down a lot. And then separate. This is coming in hot. Where is that? See, that stage is definitely getting away, which is nice. Hopefully the parachute doesn't deploy early or late. You definitely want good parachute deployment. Okay, slowing down a lot. That's probably the booster exploding. Sorry it's in the dark and kind of hard to see, but we were running out of power and now I've ran out of power. I wonder if this was using some of it or not. The parachute's deployed, or semi-deployed. I want to turn this off. I don't think it'd be doing anything because our electric charge is depleted. But I'm going to land this and I'll see you when it lands. And here we are falling down into a field. There goes the booster, but we are safe. Let's recover. So here we are with 49, basically 50 science for it. 700 funds, no XP gain. Let's see, did we recover the booster? We have mail. Yay, we successfully completed that contract. Stage recovered. Nice. We got 81%. 81%, that was on the distance. We got basically 6,367.9 funds recovered, which is nice. That definitely means we can keep launching more. But for now, this is the episode. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And I will see you. Big